Hi guys. It's been a long time. Not just a while, a long time. So thank you guys so much for your patience over the last few months. I know everything has been really odd compared to what it used to be. And that's just because I've been going through so many life transitions. It turns out that the 1 year anniversary of my nephew passing away was a lot harder than I expected, and than my sister and our families expected. And so the end of last year was just a very interesting time. The good news is my other nephew, the little guy's identical twin brother, has gone home. And so we had him finally go home, and he gets to play with his older siblings, and he is doing very well considering. Really? You weren't supposed to show yourself just yet. He's doing really well with his older siblings, and thank you. I have a bazillion words I could say, and I have so many things I've said over and over and over again to you guys over the past few months, but I have really learned that it boils down to, sir, that it boils down to that grief looks different for everybody, and you just don't know until you're kind of in it. And not only that, but there was something else that happened that broke my heart into a zillion pieces. And if my nephew passing away at like 3 days old and my sister-in-law's passing away couldn't do that entirely, that lets you know the scale of things. And no, it wasn't Chips, don't worry. Chips and I are better than ever. We spend every day together. We really supported each other through a lot of the growth of the last year, and we've supported each other in a few new endeavors. Look at that fuzzy butt. Yeah, you, sir. And that's just the moral of or I guess there's not really a moral to it, but that's just kind of the summary of what's been going on the last few months. I have recorded hours worth of video explaining everything in detail, and I have a video that I may or may not share over on the Patreon that delves into how my heart got broken, and how I got lied to again, and how it may have cost Chips and I the chance at a home for a long time because we thought we were doing the right thing. And boy, well, you learn, and then you learn how to at least be proud that you were the person that you hoped to be, that you tried to be good, even if things turned out to be a little different than you thought. And so that's kind of what happened. And that's okay, because Chips and I and my sister and her family have built a really strong, beautiful family together through thick and thin, literally. And definitely I stumbled and fell on my face a lot over the last several months, last year plus, not only with everything that happened with my nephew, but then this other thing. It just hurts when you find out you've been lied to again, and it just hurts when you give up something huge to try to help someone and it turns out, yeah. But that's okay, because even if for a long time I thought, aw, I messed it all up, I picked the wrong option. Even if I wished for a long time that I could like reload a save or something like that. One of the things that's always surprised me about my life is that despite it all, and like hard things, very hard things happening, plants still bloom. I know that sounds silly, but dandelions still end up making seeds, and eventually my love of the world wins over, and my passion for how wonderful it all can be wins out, even if I do feel a little silly sometimes, huh? And I was nervous that I wouldn't be the Siri that I wanted to be for all of you. So I'm kind of shocked there were any videos over the last almost year, to be honest. I know that the series have been all over the place. I mean, among all of this, I ended up being diagnosed finally with like ADHD, which I didn't know I had until that moment, more or less. And so that completely rewrote a lot of my life and rewrote how I thought about myself and rewrote understanding the things I struggled with so much or still struggle with, like the concept of time existing. Hi, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it just was a very, very interesting and very different time. And I'm really glad that once again I have come out a new person who still does some of the old things that I hoped I would continue to love, which is to tell stories, just because how can I not when I'm so in love with the world and so in love with just trying to share a smile. There's or he passed away, but there was a monk named Thich Nhat Hanh who has a book, many books, and one of them is about dandelions. That's not entirely what it is, but one of the first little lessons in his book is when he was talking to a friend, and his friend said, "The dandelion has my smile." And I've always remembered that because I think that's very similar. Yeah, look at you go. That's very similar to how I find myself, no matter how hard things are. How even if I felt like a fool, and even if I felt hurt, and even if I felt scared, like I couldn't trust almost anyone in the world, and I couldn't meet the expectations people had of me, even then, eventually the dandelions went over. And then I just can't help but look at them and smile. And that adds up and adds up and adds up until I feel a lot like me again. But all of that is why I have not been the me that I think a lot of people expect or wanted out of Siri. And I am not that person that was before either. And I'm actually excited and happy about that because I feel like I have become even more of me. And I am happy and proud to just see where that takes me and where that how that guides the stories and adventures that we might continue to go on, because I still want to go on them, like, obviously. So yeah, if you're wondering, like, where's all these different series been? Why have you been doing these series? Whatever I recorded somewhat in a trance. Like, I legitimately am shocked there have been any videos for last year. And I'm really grateful that at least some version of myself in this transition into maybe the next evolutionary stage. Am I like at least a Venusaur now? At least. What do you think? What do you think? Bulbasaur to Venusaur? Nah, maybe I'm an Ivysaur now. I'm certainly old enough. Wait, oh my gosh, what level does Venusaur? Oh no. I think I may have reached that level in age by now, to say the least. So I'm gonna have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I would at least be an Ivysaur level by age, let alone anything else by now. Oh, it feels so good to finally just talk to you guys. I've been working for weeks and months trying to articulate just the things I have in the last few minutes with you of like, that sucked, that was hard, whoa, ow, ow, like, that sucked. I hurt for a long time and I wasn't sure who I was or how to be who you might expect of me. And now I don't think I'm the person you expect, but I know I'm the person I want to be. And I am excited to share whatever that looks like with all of you. This is kind of a tender new spring era of seedlings and sprouts in my life. And In some ways, a whole new life, and learning so much more about myself, trying out some ADHD medicine that's been helping me a lot with my anxiety, it turns out, was the worst part of it that I didn't even know. Yeah, look at you! Look at you! And introducing new elements to my life that have changed Chips and I's life forever. And I'm really excited about that. I'll introduce you guys in a second. I thought that he would stay asleep until it was time, huh? Until it was time. But apparently he wanted me to smile and laugh and be happy early on, and I'm really tickled that he decided, nah, Mom, you can't be sad. You can't talk about the hard stuff right now because you gotta be happy. Because look at me. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Now he's tossing his treat cups because he wants more parsley. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. And when I say I don't know if I'm who you expect, I can tell you that I hope to give myself the gift that all of us deserve the most in life, is to be the most flourishing version of myself. That version still loves telling stories. That version currently has acrylic paint all over her hands because I've been doing a lot of abstract art lately. That version also has a new addition to the family that I will introduce you guys to. And that's somebody who does plan on telling Sim stories again and building up legacies out of like our wolves and their quest, and trying once more to kind of like lock myself in a mental cabin and just write lots of warrior cats without like getting distracted or getting too shy about like, oh my gosh, so and so said something in the comments and now I cannot record again. And taking you guys with me without making it a big deal or feeling like I have to live up to anything. I actually haven't looked at the analytics on my YouTube channel in months now, and I think that that's a good thing, because I think I handed that off to Chips to just monitor and let me know if there was an emergency. And as a result, I think moving forward, I'm going to be able to put more energy into the essence that I think a lot of you guys have been drawn into here. Or maybe not, but that's what's gonna happen. And I can't make and don't want to make any promises about like what series will come, when they'll come, or any kind of schedule, because I'm discovering that I don't function the best like that. But I am finding that I can create shocking regularity with a series that I'm interested in if I can do it in my own way. And so that sounds messy. Like I said, it's the seeds of a new spring, of a new phase of my life. And it's probably going to be continually messy and an experiment, but that's kind of like, that's the essence of what I want my life to be in the end. Like a packet of wildflower seeds that you open, and you know, the ones that you can get, like native wildflower seeds, mix of 100 different types or something ridiculous like that. And you just toss them out into your garden and you don't really know what's going to come up. That's going to be me. I'm not going to make any promises about essential series, but I can tell you there'll be native Siri wildflowers growing in my leafy green treehouse garden with a new companion at my side. Look at you toss your treat cups. And I'm excited. I think what I'll do is not make any promises, but I might really put a lot more effort into just doing little shorts, or especially post over on our Patreon and like stuff like that, that will show you guys the seeds that I'm kind of playing with, of like, hey, I might build like close to 20 plus tree houses on my treehouse and zoo crafting, and I kind of have this medieval Sims 3 build a medieval city like challenge I want to do. And also, how do you guys think we should like breed in some alien dogs and alien horses to our 101 Dalmatians in our ranch series? Like all those different seeds. I don't know if the conditions will end up being right long term for them to flourish and grow and have as big of a harvest as I want. And I'm not going to mine the essence of myself anymore and go against my own health and my own joy to try to get something done. But I think, ironically, that means I'll get so much more done and really be able to watch this special space that has supported me and my beloved husband Chips and my sister and her family through the last year really flourish. Because I also have some new members to the family that it's going to support. And to be honest, yeah, this is my secret to a bunch of joy. So let me grab him and introduce him, because I think I'm about to have a revolt on my hands if I don't introduce him partially to this little guy soon. All right. And without further ado, may I introduce all of you to itty bitty baby Clover, the tiniest, itty bittiest little guinea pig all over. Yeah, Sweetwood. Do you just want to snuggle right now? He's the best. He's just the absolute best. So Clover is coming up on about 40 days old. He's still very young, and oh, I know, he is the most wonderful thing in the world, huh? Oh, I know, baby. So there were 3 little girl guinea pigs that we saw, and Chips and I had been talking for years now, to be honest, about getting a guinea pig. And then we saw those 3 little girls. Yeah, you remember them? Your 2 sisters? Yeah, and they were adorable Abyssinian, Peruvian mixes who happened to be available from a local family who was really, really, really sweet, and with a young teenage boy who loves guinea pigs and takes good care of them and had them available. And we had to show proof that we had an ethical cage. We had to show that we knew all about guinea pig knowledge, that we would take good care of them. We had to provide pictures before we could even like apply to get these guinea pigs. By the way, we searched all of the rescues in our area, and they were almost all out of guinea pigs. And the ones that weren't, like, never responded to our calls. And so when we saw there were 3 little girl baby guinea pigs, we thought, that's perfect. To be really clear, we did not get Clover because I have been sad. We got Clover a few weeks after I really could tell I was feeling better. And getting a guinea pig has been something I've wanted to do for years. It's one of the few pets that Chips and I are not allergic to. Sorry, cats and dogs. And I haven't had a guinea pig of my own ever in my entire life. We had a retired classroom guinea pig that was my little brother's growing up that we gave a good end of life to as a little senior guy. And when we saw those 3 little girls, it clicked. Like, we were like, yeah, it's time. We're ready. We aren't going to be moving to Taiwan like we were when we moved down here for Chips's job. We are in a home we love, and we at this stage plan on staying in for years to come. I love you. I love you too. I love you too, baby. I have no idea if his little chuckles are being picked up. What do you think? Do you want me to get you some more? Do I have more parsley or butter crunch in here? Oh, I know those are some favorites. And then when we finally got everything together and we finally were able to reach out to them, we were told, oh, we were literally just a few minutes late, more or less. Like, oh, 2 of the little girls have already been adopted out. They already have families coming for them, a family with the 2 girls. But the thing is, the 2 little girls were these beautiful calico guinea pigs. And Clover, as you can see, at first looks like a plain little brown guinea pig. Clover actually has lots and lots of caramel and gold and russet, and he's very colorful. And he's a he, which they didn't know until the night before we actually got him, because he had been the runt, right? You can't believe it now, Clover, because you have literally doubled in weight and size since we got him, primarily due to this, the lettuce. How you can grow this much on lettuce alone Well, we're a family of vegans, so let's just say we have been having a very fun time trying to compete to eat as much lettuce as Clover. We've had a lot of salad to the point where I've just defaulted to having like a spinach smoothie every morning because otherwise I can't keep up with the little challenge we have. Because you eat so much. But uh, it all was just very serendipitous because Clover was the little brown one that didn't get picked because, you know, his sisters were pretty calico. And then also, he was a little boy. He had been the runt, much smaller than his sisters, much, much smaller. So they hadn't been able to tell he was a boy until the night before we picked him up. And they were so worried that we would be disappointed. And all I could think is, no, that's perfect. We love him. And I have actually read so many papers on guinea pig research and care. I know all about the cortisol level experiments that they have done in Sweden to see the optimal composition of guinea pig herds. And he will not be alone forever, but because he's a he, and because guinea pigs can have more guinea pigs within 2 to 3 months of being born, like it can happen that early, then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wait a few more months. And he already has some sisters that are gonna be, yeah, your actual sisters, which is why we're definitely gonna wait a few months until, you know, we can have a visit to the vet with him. But we have actual sisters that will hopefully be on the way for him to have a little family herd and share our family together. Guinea pigs usually do best when they have friends, after all, but I can promise you I don't think I've left his side in like the 2 weeks we've had him. That's Clover. And he is amazing and wonderful. And I want to make it really clear, I did not get a pet to make myself feel better. I don't think that that's something we should do. But the magic that they can provide, the love that they can give, the way that my heart is just made to flourish when I have something to nurture, and they can give such unconditional love, I can't deny that at all. And so he's been my little secret that has been like the final boost to the growth that my heart needed to enter a new phase of life. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy, and I love him so much. And I think it's really funny how he matches me and how he was not picked because you were the little brown one. But so am I. So it all works out. But yes, so he's just the seedling start to our own guinea pig herd. And one day we'll have a few more members of the family. Hopefully in a few months, huh? But for now, he has been just an absolute source of joy. And like I said, yeah. And like I said, he has really helped me continue to get my feet and kind of get the ground under myself again. Hi, baby. I know you love that in dive. And get the ground under myself again for remembering how beautiful and simple and wonderful life is. And remembering that no matter how hard things can be, that's kind of what joy moments are, right? Those moments that are so bright and so joyful that they push all of the hard stuff away for just a moment and just are like this rainbow bubble that pops up in front of you that you can't help but go, wow. And he's been like that. He's been like that for me, huh, baby? And that's helped a lot. And that's why I feel ready to move forward and tell more adventures and stories, huh? And share them with all of you. So I will hopefully have more cute little videos and pictures with Clover. Hi, sweet baby. That I will definitely be sharing over on our Patreon for messy behind the scene vlogs that I feel less embarrassed or shy about sharing to, you know, hundreds of thousands of people versus just like a tight-knit community. I'm still very shy in real life. And yeah, you're gonna be the seeds of a new beginning, huh? You're gonna help out. And also thank you all for being here and being being part of the world that gave me a foundation of stability and a belief that there are kind people out there and there are good things out there, and that I have done good things in the world, and that I had a foundation to land on even when other parts of my life were falling apart. I had this place where I could at least sit down, and once I let go of all the pressure of, oh, what do people expect of me, or getting series out on a certain time, I could just look at the heart of what's been built up over the last 10 plus years here on our channel. I looked through almost every single piece of fan mail I've ever had in the last few months. Trust me, hundreds and hundreds of pages from the P.O. box. I've looked through hundreds of digital pictures that people sent over the years, comments that I've screenshot. And to be honest, my purpose and my joy for life doesn't come from that. And that's a good thing, because other people's opinions outside of myself and my family should never be the thing that you lean on for the crutch that gives you the stability when life's hard. But they were seeds, little happy, playful, delighted seeds that reminded me there have been playful, fun, and good times, and there can be again.